everyone, this is Dr. Edwards and I hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to do a very quick, like when I say very quick, I mean a very quick video recap about tonight's chat topics. So I have my piece of paper here. Tonight we're going to talk about the why we're doing the research, and then also and I have my iPad right here, so I have questions coming up here. We're going to talk about why we are actually doing the research, and also we will talk about the group feature with the chat, so that groups can communicate more effectively, and also we'll talk about the purpose statement, problem statement, and research questions. And so I plan to finish this in I'll just say 5 to 6 minutes. So let's get started. And hi, my name is Dr. Edwards and I'm at Tarleton State University. I am very fortunate and very proud to work with an amazing group of graduate students. And so they are in the social media, actually the computer mediated communication course as part of our graduate program in communication studies at Tarleton State. So feel free to type questions and to tweet emojis. Please tap the screen to give me some hearts to let me know you're here. And so I'm not talking to an empty audience here, but I am in, thank you for the hearts, but I am in San Diego right now. And I just wanted to let you guys know that I have some extra time so that I can answer any of your questions. So here's the reason that we're doing a research paper. Graduate school is about contributing something new to the research field of communication, which is amazing because number one, you are researching something that very, very few people have actually researched. So that's awesome. So the second thing is you will actually have an opportunity this semester because we're using open access research and also like research focused on state agencies or federal agencies. You will actually have the opportunity to, number one, get published, and then number two, present this at a research conference. But before you do either of those, you will have the opportunity to present on Periscope as well. So Periscope is this live video feed. So that's the really awesome thing. So that's why we're doing the research. You're contributing to the existing research focused on computer mediated communication. And you're going to do something new, something innovative, something novel this semester. You are actually going to use YouTube as your communication tool. So you will actually analyze the content present on state and federal agency YouTube videos. And so for my research paper, I'm actually analyzing three state agencies to see how they're communicating with their public via YouTube. So that is what we're doing. So think about YouTube and think about training and development. You're going to put those together to figure out how more state agencies can reach people who are on social media. And let me just say, people, I'll just be the first one to tell you. Number one, print, radio, TV, traditional news media resources are, especially with the introduction of things like Roku and things of that nature, they are losing, in my opinion, they are decreasing in popularity. I need to get into the databases to find a source to back that up, but they are decreasing in popularity, and everything I've read so far has indicated such. But sources like Facebook and YouTube and things of that nature are actually gaining in popularity, which is exciting. So, and I'll just say, people, sometimes we don't like to think. Yeah, I said it. Sometimes we don't like to think. And so watching YouTube is a great way to read and digest news without having to, to see and digest news without actually having to read it. So that is a great way for news, for state agencies as well as federal agencies to get their information out there. So you guys will have the opportunity to truly change the way that our state agencies and also our federal agencies are communicating with their public. I forgot to tell you, at Tarleton, we are actually working with a state agency on one of their communication campaigns this semester. So I'm super excited about that, but you will see that unfold this semester. And so this is something that you can also add to your portfolio as well. So that's why we're doing the research. You can contribute something new to the existing data, so someone can quote you one day. Okay, so that's one thing. Also, we set up a group Twitter chat for each of the groups. So we have, I think, 6 or 7 groups right now. And so for those groups, you have a group Twitter chat and our group messaging feature. And so that prevents you guys from sending text messages back and forth. That prevents you guys from having to find and keep each other's numbers. It's in one central place. Also, I get to see those messages too. So I will jump in at any time that you guys are experiencing difficulty finding resources, or even if you're frustrated, I'll come in and be that calming force in your conversation as well. So don't forget about that. And I will, whenever we have announcements, I will usually post that like 6 different times in all of the 6 different groups. So that's another thing. So use that to your advantage, and that's why I set that up. First semester I didn't have that set up, and the groups didn't go as well. And actually, I started the groups last semester, and everything went very, very well. So I want to make this class easy to digest for you guys. I won't say it will be an easy class, but I want to make it as digestible as possible for you guys. And I want you to learn something new and to contribute what you're learning to your current or your future job. Or if you're an entrepreneur, go ahead and make it rock in your entrepreneur environment. So, thanks, Deb. Thank you so much. I actually use those groups for communicating with my social media coaches or interns as well. So that's been very, very good. So we talked about the why. We talked about the groups, and then also let's talk about the 3 sections, 3 of the paper that are actually due on Sunday. And yeah, I did say Sunday, but I will say these are the easiest sections of the paper to do. So it's the research problem statement, purpose statement, and research questions. So one thing that I do every single semester, if I'm asking you guys to do something, I'm going to do it too. So I'm writing a paper simultaneously during the same time that you are actually writing your paper. And so, like I said, my paper is about 3 different state agencies, and you guys are actually looking at one state agency. So you're doing a case study, and I'm doing a comparison study based on the messages that those agencies are putting out there on YouTube. So that's the cool thing. So you can look at my paper to see if it's on track with the paper that you're writing as well. It won't be completely the same, but it will be a great foundation for your paper. And also during the process, please feel free to ask any questions, y'all. I'll give you a secret. I actually sleep probably a foot away from my phone. So if you send a message, even if it's 12 o'clock at night, I don't encourage that, but if I get those messages, I try to respond as quickly as possible. So send a DM to me or direct, when I say DM, that's a direct message, but send that to me on Twitter, and I usually respond in a super timely manner. Especially if it's after 5, or actually I commute. So especially if it's after 6, I usually respond to that in a very timely manner, or if it's between like 5 a.m. in the morning and like 7 o'clock. So those are a couple of things, but let's get back to the 3 sections of the paper that are due. So the first thing is your purpose statement. So, let's back that up. Let's talk about the problem statement first. So the problem statement really sets the foundation of your study. So this is your, why are we actually doing this statement? So your problem statement is what is going on right now that makes your research important in this particular time and space. So for instance, for my paper, I actually wrote about that the interest in traditional news media resources is actually decreasing. And so therefore, more people are on Facebook, and then also the second most utilized technology is actually YouTube. And so with those 2 resources, if state agencies and federal agencies utilize those, they would actually get their information out there to more people, and also in a timely manner. So potentially, but that's the problem, that traditional news media resources are actually, or sources are actually decreasing in popularity. So that's the problem. So therefore, introduces my concept. So that introduces the purpose. So the purpose of the paper is to see how state agencies are communicating with the public right now. So that's very important, because you need to know what's working, what isn't, and then what other state agencies need to adopt as a best practice in order to reach more people. So you have the problem statement, you have the purpose statement, and then you have the research questions. And the research questions are super important because they set the foundation of your study. You actually introduce the 2 or 3 facets of your study that you're going to research, and then at the end you either you basically answer those research questions at the very end. So you introduce it at the beginning, and then at the very end of your study, like in a few weeks, you're going to answer that at the very end. And so those research questions can range from compare and contrast the messages that are sent from XYZ agency, or say the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, the messages that are sent from them on YouTube. Compare and contrast those messages with messages from the Department of Agriculture to see which messages are more engaging and more effective for their public audience. So use my research questions. You don't have to write 4. I think I have 4. You don't have to write 4. I recommend 2. Or even if you want to do 1, you could do 1. So those research questions are super important because they lay that foundation for your study, and that keeps you focused as well, because this research paper could go on forever, but we want to make sure that you can write an entire research paper in only 2 months. So that's another thing I do want to tell you guys. These research papers are super important because y'all, this is what faculty members do for a living. So it sometimes takes them a year to 2 years to write a research paper, and you guys are doing it in 2 months. And so that is amazing, and also that's something you can add to your resume or to your CV, your curriculum vitae. So if you have that, or your online portfolio. So know that you are accomplishing a feat that it takes some faculty members a long time to accomplish. So embrace that, embrace it. So that's very important. And also, I give you guys this assignment because I know you can do it, and I'm here to support you. So you can do it. We can do it. And last but not least, think about how you plan to divide up your sections. This is the first time that I've actually had the groups actually just amount to 3 people per group. Usually I have like 5 and 6, but then, you know, the division of labor becomes cumbersome. But this time I'm limiting that to 3. So I'm excited about helping you guys one-on-one with the different sections of your paper. So your goal now, or your action item, is to actually write your name next to the sections that you want to write, or work with your group members in the Twitter chat to figure out which sections you want to focus on, or which sections you think you would have the most passion for, and then actually write your name next to those sections. And I would recommend like maybe 3 sections per group member. So that's one thing. And then the next thing is other group members have to help you. So they can write comments or whatever, but I actually measure how many times you log on to the document and help your group members. So that's why I actually have you guys write it in Google Docs, and also I can hop on to help you guys as well. So that's why I'm here. So today we talked about, in this very brief conversation, I don't know what time it is, but here it's 8 o'clock. Back home, it's almost 10. So we talked about the groups on Twitter. We talked about the purpose statement, problem statement, and research questions. We talked about the sample paper, and then we also talked about the different sections. So my question is, what questions do you guys have about the paper, about class, about your professor? She's kind of quirky, I'll admit that. But what questions do you guys have about the research paper? So just type those below. Okay, is everything clear as mud or clear as water? So if you have emojis, give me some give me some water emojis, or just type in mud, like M-U-D. So I see hearts. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Well, aside from that, if you guys don't have any questions, then please don't forget to reach out, and also please engage with your group members and enjoy Crystal Click. Yay. Awesome. And please, if you've taken a class with me before, please, please, please reach out to your fellow classmates to help them along the process. Look at the Twitter feed, and also for your group members who have not taken a class with me, just help them along the way. But I appreciate you guys, and if you have any more questions, just reach out to me, DrJT Edwards, and I will see you guys later. Bye.